So my last video actually did pretty well on Cloud. I'll probably put a screenshot, but it almost got 10k views, and pretty much I think a lot of you guys were pretty interested in this clicker. So this is another video on it. So this is the website. I think I've showcased it. It's a Ring Zero clicker, so it's kind of ahead of pretty much every single clicker right now that's probably popular. You can look at Dope. That's just a regular auto clicker. That's pretty good. And what's cool about this clicker is that not only does it bypass screen shares very well, which I'll explain later, but it also bypasses very well in terms of server side, because we're kind of in an era where like server side anti-cheats are getting better and better, which I'll probably discuss later when we get into the gameplays. But for now, I'm gonna log in and see you guys there. Alright, so the first thing that you're greeted with when you open, or log in rather, you get the dashboard, which is where you can customize all the settings. I'll quickly go over them, but I'm not going to go too in depth. But shift disable, when you're shifting, obviously the clicker doesn't work. Smart click, not sure what that is, but I tried it on and off. But if you have these two off, you can use inventory fill, which I would highly recommend to use. And you get customized, so you guys should definitely pay attention to this, because I feel like this is where people are gonna get kind of misled and confused. But this is the factory settings right here that they use in order to bypass server-side anti-cheats like spike chance, drop chance. So I would highly recommend not to mess with it unless you know what you're doing, but I'm pretty sure that most of you guys probably don't know anyway. So yeah, jitter, which is kind of a cool thing to have, but in reality no one really uses it. And they got right clicker, which is newly implemented. You guys can mess around with that. You got self-destruct options, beep when finished, which I would probably have on, because you'll know when it actually self-destructs. But the reality is, when I self-destructed, it took like 2 or 3 seconds. And let's not forget, this is just an auto clicker, so it's pretty lightweight to self-destruct anyway, so it's not too much stuff to get rid of. And then traceless mode, this is important, because if you want to bypass screen share tools, you need to have this on. Now maybe you can still bypass without it, but it's better to have it on, because it will bypass all the screen share tools on the market, whether it's what is that one called, the one that just exit scam, I forgot the name actually, but pretty much bypasses any of the popular screen share tools that server uses. And beep is good, I'll keep that on. And then you have hotkey, which I'll have anyway. I use V because it's close to my thumb. My thumb is always on the space bar, so it's kind of easy. B also works too, but that's my toggle sneak, my perspective FOV. So you got purchase. So if you guys don't know, Lunar Client removed the anti-cheat. I think everyone knows about it now, but they basically reduced the price point, because the whole premise of Cloud in the first place was to bypass client-side anti-cheats like Lunar Client, Cheat Breaker, which is non-existent, which is basically Lunar Client. So they actually reduced it by $30. I feel like 20 is a very reasonable price point for something like this, because this clicker is Ring Zero, and there's so many, like I think you need a certificate or something for it. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's not as easy to do as something like just a generic C++ clicker. So it's definitely more advanced and next level. So I feel like the price you're paying, it's fair. Not certainly the best, because if you add maybe $10 or $5 more, you can get like a full-fledged C++ Ghost client. But I think it's fair enough, and I don't know why there's still purchase pending, because I just like test it. But I don't like how they're still using Selly, or Shopee. Like, I don't like that, but yeah, they use that system. And then you have downloads, which you can see the updates, and you guys can read all this if you want to pause the video, and you guys can put a custom name to it. And then settings, just your HWID and temp disable. Well, this is kind of like lock HWID 7 days, and then your Discord. So we're gonna hop into some games, and I'm play with the auto clicker for a bit. Alright, now I'm on the main screen. Here's the auto clicker. I kind of just disguised it as like a random file on my computer, but it shows the version. Just got log in. Everything's hashed, so I don't need to worry about that. And once it's loaded, it's gonna map drivers, hiding windows, and my dashboard should be green. There we go. So when you want to self-destruct, it'll be unterminated. So I'll show example. So self-destruct, traceless mode, you hear beep, and there we go, it's gone. So that's how the self-destruct works, and it's really fast too. Like it was like I just click self-destruct, and like 2 seconds later it's like fucking beep already. So it self-destructs relatively fast, so that means you don't need to wait for the client to self-destruct too long. Just self-destruct it, do whatever you do, and hop in TeamSpeak. It doesn't take too long, so that's very nice. So of course, I'm on Mining Club, the server that everyone closet cheats on, but clicker's working fine, as expected. I think the most impressive thing about this clicker is not the fact that it's rings or anything, but the fact that it can stay undetected to both server side and client side, right? Or server side rather, or screenshot wise, whatever you call it nowadays. Because client side anti-cheats, they're like probably the best solution, but in reality they're expensive to do and it's not worth it. Like a lot of people think, hey, why doesn't Hypixel make a client-side launcher with a client-side anti-cheat implemented? But you gotta realize that's a lot of resource and money that they gotta put into. So instead of investing that much money, why not just make a server-side anti-cheat that's like really good? So that's what Mining Club is doing. They have a really good server-side anti-cheat, so they don't need to. They're still cheaters, obviously. They come and go. They eventually get banned, but it's not as good as something like client-side anti-cheats. But it's good enough because it's pretty difficult to cheat on this server with high settings. Maybe if you have like an exploit, like I saw some blatant clients that can use like Fly and Killara, but yeah, I mean, if you find exploits, then you can kind of work around. Also, I forgot to mention, but this video is sponsored by the admin over at Cloud, so thank you for them for supporting the video. And yeah, and I'll make sure to link everything in the description as usual, the Discord and everything. They've been a pretty cool group of people, so yeah. Sometimes they host tournaments, I think, for COD, whatever, or Valorant. So I didn't participate in it. I didn't have enough time. I kind of just not really interact with much people. I haven't spoken to anyone about Minecraft and cheating and stuff like that in a long time, in like a week or two. Also, if any of you guys play CS, you should consider adding me on Steam account. I'll link my Steam in the description, but I try to make my Steam as edgy as possible to look like a generic cheater. I don't know if I did it right or not, but feel free to check that out. Oh, this guy. I love you, Pain. People's name never disappoints me in Minecraft. Next day we'll see something more interesting. Speaking of names, I think account migration is coming soon, and that's been a topic that I want to talk about, which will be another video. And I just accidentally removed all my pots, but that's a problem that you kind of have to get used to with auto clickers. Alright, come on. I should probably change my keystrokes to a different color because white is kind of boring. I'm not racist, by the way. It's just I should probably change a rainbow or something. Show my support to the LGBT community. But I feel like I should use the lower setting for my DPI. That's probably why. But as you can see, I'm not doing very well with an auto clicker. Sometimes I wish I could take a break from making these videos. I wish they make like a ghost client instead. You know? You need to have good game sense with these stuff. Yeah, I'll change it right here. Shit, my speed right now. Let me speed up real quick. There we go. I think we're gonna win this, I hope. I'm gonna try. Ooh, I just double potted by accident. I'm pretty sure you can implement other stuff in this, but I'm glad that they don't try to do that and try to use it. But it's just an auto clicker standalone, nothing else, only clickers. I see a lot of clickers that eventually get turned into some cesspool of external clients, and I'm not a big fan of that. I feel like if you're gonna stick to making a clicker, just stick to the premise, you know? Don't try to add other stuff to mislead people. Oh, my bad. Oh shit. Alright, I'm back. I forgot to turn my clicker for a second right there. The bind is useful. Oh, what the hell? $50. Yo, my man got throw pot. You saw that right there? As an experienced cheater, I can tell that's throw pot easily. He probably has like a low MS or something. Like, that's probably why. Oh shit. Tapping, yo. Also, I've been seeing some interesting stuff on the subreddit of ghost clients. I feel like it's a pretty good place to talk about cheats. Obviously, I've seen some posts that are kind of just useless and just could be easily answered with your brain, but it's pretty interesting. I never get bored of browsing Reddit nowadays. I never was into Reddit, but after browsing, I was like, all right, this is kind of fun. It's kind of like a good place to waste your time and just read fucking memes. But the Ghost Client one usually has some pretty good ones. It's just mainly people asking for cheat recommendations and, oh, should I get this, should I get that? The reality is no one knows, bro. Like, come on. You know yourself the best. If you have to rely on other people's opinion, like my videos, I don't think you should rely completely on my opinion. Obviously, it's subjective to everyone, but you can use it as like a way to see how the cheat, like how it like affects me, you know? Like if I feel good about using this cheat, it's a pretty good indication that it's somewhat decent, you know? If I kind of just, all right, this is just like a regular cheat, doesn't really stand out to me, then you kind of get the vibe of how it is. But you shouldn't rely on other people's opinion. Obviously, it's going to be biased. Like, obviously, the subreddit of Ghost Clients is made by Karen. I think that's how I pronounce his name. He's a Crip staff, so you shouldn't be expecting like two different or diversified opinion. But I know that he does like Entropy. Like, I remember I saw like a post by him that says I would probably get Entropy over such and such. So I think Entropy is like really good for the money. King for the money, you know? What the fuck is that? Come on, man. You know, maybe this is why I get demonetized, because I swear too much in my videos. Okay, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm gonna hop into a different server. Alright, what's up, y'all? I'm on your favorite Minecraft server, pvp.land, and we're against MC Gamer. Hell yeah. This is probably my last game. I don't want to make the video too long. I want to make it short. I kind of delayed this video because for the past week my school's been kind of crazy. I'm in a very important year right now in high school, so I do want to put school first. Video games, YouTube, that's not priority. 100 ping and then 20 ping. I love it. I love when I get matches like this. This guy's a sweat, I can already tell. Got one of those anime skins, cape, like red and black cape, and his name, I can just tell. If you still play Pop PvP competitively legit, then I really want to give you my sincere condolence, because I really do feel bad for you. I feel like you're just wasting your time playing something that everyone cheats in. Like, even if they're not cheating, they're probably auto-clicking, and you can argue with me whether auto-clicking is cheating or not, but alright, he got something for sure. I'm just kidding. But it's gonna be an exciting year for cheats in general, because I think Vector, I know one of the staffs, I think No. Yeah, he used to, I think he told me something about this cheat called Vector, so that's a pretty cool cheat. So I don't know, maybe I'm making a video on it, I don't know. Anyways, I want to branch out to CSGO. I've been saying this for a long time, but I think this time I'll actually try to do it. Might try to work with some cheats and see what happens. Alright, that's it for the video. Have a good one. Make sure to check out Cloud. Overall, very solid for like what it's offering. Like Ring Zero Clicker, bypasses server-side and site cheats. And yeah, you guys can check the Discord. There's several vouchers from people about it, which I highly recommend you guys to read. So yeah, that's it for the video. Bye bye.